Hello ladies and gents, hope you're all well on this very windy London day today. It's the Church of St Vedast, alias Foster, in Foster Lane. It's been a church on this site since the 12th century, 1173 it's credited to. And St Vedast, or Vedast if you're wondering, is a French saint, little known in England. He was the Bishop of Arras, and this is who this church is dedicated to. The church has been rebuilt several times over the years. Most recently, Second World War. Before that, by Christopher Wren after the Great Fire of London. Church was destroyed in the Great Fire, rebuilt, completely gutted by fire bombs in the Second World War, and under the auspices of one man, very dedicated man, whose tombstone or memorial stone you'll see inside the church. The church was entirely restructured inside. There we are, near the 3 o'clock bell. And here are some of its old walls, look, which still remain. Always could speak, eh? And tucked away down the side, something very, very nice, which you'll see in the last part of our video, which I hope you'll enjoy. One of London's little tucked away spaces, so I hope you'll enjoy that. Anyway, join me back over the road and we'll be going into the church. It's a lovely old church, badly damaged in the war, so one of those ones that copped a big hit, but luckily it's still here. This unusual name as well. It's a beautiful old church. Wren, of course, Christopher Wren. Glass doors were designed by Bernard Merry, church warden, 1993 to 1999, and were given by these livery companies situated within the United Parishes of St Vedast to mark the tercentenary of the building of the church after the Great Fire, and the Worshipful Company of Mercers and Goldsmiths, Haberdashers, Salters, Brewers, Pewterers, Wax Chandlers, Saddlers, Weavers and Plasterers. So we shall go in. You've got your old pause box there, look. For donations now. Wipe my feet. It's got some beautiful stained glass in this church, which we'll focus on more. It's very much an open plan church, rather than having naves and aisles. It's very much an open plan. Beautiful front cover and font. There is its organ. You've got a couple of fairly impressive memorials up there as well. Or one that I can see at least anyways. This is where the rector sits. Parish Clerk, St Michael Lequern. Parish Clerk, St Vedast, alias Foster, United Parishes. Church wardens will sit there. Plenty of memorials up on the wall, of course, for us to focus on pictures. They come out much better on the nighttime zoom. One thing you have to say about this church, it has been really tastefully restored after its wartime damage. sword rest. Whether it's 17th century original to the church or a restoration or another old one brought in from another lost church, I do not know. Coat of arms, the unicorn and the lion. Best of all, you get this beautiful stained glass. Queen Clothilda. Old origins of this one. Some of the pictures I take as I go along, but others, like stained glass, I tend to take separately. Because taking a picture while I'm filming is a screenshot basically, and it's never going to have the sharpness or quality of a straight picture. The Ten Commandments. Thou shalt not murder. So remember the Lady Samaphenia if you watch this one. That pile of washing, if it's still not gone down or decreased, you've been told actually by God now that you can't murder anyone because of it. Okay. Stained glass is beautiful in this one, it really is. It's lovely, it's a pleasure to come and see. Ceramegis. Saint Hubert. That's a nice little nativity scene, I like that. Something different. We've got a history section here. I'll take photos of these. After the 1666 Great Fire of London, a city full of people, in September 1666 much of the city of London was destroyed by what became known as the Great Fire of London. As well as people's homes and businesses, 87 parish churches were burnt to the ground. Local churches played an important role in daily life for members of the established church, the Church of England. It was where parishioners gathered for worship, christenings, marriages and funeral services. In 2023, 300 years after Wren's death, volunteers researched just some of the many craftspeople and parishioners who took part in or were witnessed the rebuilding work. Using parish records, archives, volunteers were given the opportunity to select briefly to follow the thread of people's lives from 4 parishes within the square mile of the City of London. Their archival research has created a snapshot of some of the people it may otherwise have overlooked in the passages of history. This exhibition is the result of their work and reveals not only some of the city's lost voices, but also some of the volunteers' own explorations of this time and place. Different stories from this exhibition can be seen in the following churches: St Bride's, Fleet Street, St Botolph, Aldgate, St Martin without Ludgate, and St Vedast, alias Foster. It's warm in here. There will be photos of these before anyone starts verbally attacking me. Some tucker did that recently. Oh, she turned really nasty, she did. I was shocked. I am only joking for anyone that thinks I'm being serious. A gold ring possibly made with Isaac Davenport showing his maker's mark, DA. The inscription reads, "Time will tell, I love thee well." See, people were just as romantic in those days as we can be now. I will photograph the monuments separately, as I say, but we'll show you around with some of them. You've got all the beautiful church plate of Charles I's communion cup and pattern. I'll scroll through and you can have a read of these and see which item is which. And what we must ask ourselves is how the number 4 fell down. Was it natural causes or? You can even see the inscriptions and hallmarks on some of these. It's fascinating. The gift of the Lady Margaret, Saul, 1626. Display case presented by the Worshipful Company of Goldsmiths in 2014. Richard Agata, Prime Warden. I love the history of these places, it's absolutely fascinating. Look, 1630. $1607. Pewter one there. The hourglass, look. Sermon speech timer. Late 17th century brass, timed for 1 hour duration. The vicar couldn't discreetly look at his clock in those days. I mean, a lot of churches, they had bell tower clocks, but inside, or a watch or something like that, would be perfect. The old lectern, look. It's got writing on it, almost missed that. The gift of the Soldiers' Company, Sadler's Company, AD 1962. Gerald Berners Mortlock, rector, 1947 to 1967. This man pretty much, more or less single-handedly saw the entire restoration of the church, oversaw that. Absolutely stunning. Look at that ceiling. Right, hope you all enjoyed the inside of this one. It's a beautiful church, as I say, or as you can see as well. So I'll pause you for now, just in case there's anything else when I take my pictures. Hope you all enjoyed that one. I said I'll pause you for a reason, and the reason is where we're going to go now. It's churchyard, which you have to reach through this little door here. And go into this alleyway, guarded by these distraught cherubs, which are very upset, if I may say so. Into its little churchyard or courtyard. One of London's little tucked away spaces in memory of Petro Major Vladimir Vasilevich Petrovaleski, 1888 to 1971, soldier of the Tsar of France of England. This tablet was erected by George Conrad and other friends. This was a man. And here, look, this is interesting. This is part of a Roman pavement found 18 foot below the floor of the Church of St Matthew, Friday Street, demolished in 1886. So the church no longer exists, but this little remnant of what was found underneath it does. Here's this little courtyard garden, churchyard. One of the little tucked away ones. You could walk past that doorway quite easily without realising what is here. I did once. The family vault of John Jones. So don't forget, this would have been an active churchyard. As small as it is, it would have once been an active churchyard. Inspector Head by Epstein. All right, that's brilliant. Disposition, Johannes Hodge, George Gaskin. It's all in Latin, I'm afraid, so it's a bit beyond my scope, that one. We'll photograph them. Anyway, what did you think of this little tucked away space, ladies and gents? Nice, isn't it? You can sit here quietly on one of these benches and contemplate, unless London Luke comes along and starts gabbling, of course. Hope you all enjoyed the church tour. Thanks very much for watching. If I can find any historical images, there'll be those at the end. Take care all. See you soon. And here we are with our historical images. Earliest one I could find is this one from the 1750s. It shows for St Vedast, alias Foster. I like this one from the 1820s. It shows the church and Foster Lane, of course, and you can see cattle being driven down the street over to the bottom right of the photo, or image rather. It's not a photo, from the 1820s. This one here, engraving of St Vedast, Foster Lane, 1838, reproduced from Godwin, The Churches of London, Volume 2, 1839. A nice little image once again. Shows the old buildings around and a man on horseback there in his stovepipe hat. I love this. This is quite an early aerial shot, and it must have been taken from either St Paul's Cathedral or St Paul's School to get this angle, I think. 1896, and you can see in the foreground St Vedast, and in the background the spire of St Mary Le Bow. These two churches are very near each other, and as I'm always saying in a lot of my church videos, once upon a time you could tell your way around by church spires because they were the tallest things around. This photo highlights that beautifully if you look at the other buildings all around it. Now the church spires are swamped by everything that's around them. This World War II shows St Vedast in its state of destruction. Old St Paul's standing proud in the background. Foster Lane, Wren Church, built following the Great Fire of London and destroyed in the Second World War. Partially destroyed, shall we say. Here's another shot, more of a close-up angle of it. And it really did wreak destruction, didn't it? The Blitz of the Second World War, you can see by all the buildings around. So in a way it's lucky that they survived at all, and a miracle that St Paul's survived as well as it did. And here we get the view of it from the opposite side. Its roof's gone. Another World War II photograph. You can see most of the men and a couple of the women in uniforms. And the slats in its bell tower at the top have been blown out as well. And the man that was responsible for overseeing its reconstruction, Charles Bernard Mortlock, rector of this church, and here he is himself. Here's his obituary. So I'll stay on this for around 10 seconds. Pause it if you want to read fully. There's quite a bit there. Quite a bit about him here. And I'll be scrolling on now. And I hope you've all found that a bit interesting. And for whom the church is named. I don't normally show the saints for whom our churches are named, but St Vedast is a French saint and quite an obscure saint in England. And here he is shown in the ordination of St Vedast, and he's born in circa 453 in France and died 540. So he lived a good long life. And I hope you've all found this one interesting. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.